All right. Welcome back to Relax Bro. Um I've been getting a lot of messages like why I won't tell my own story. And so I thought I would just dig into that and make a solo episode. I've had two different people cancel on me this week, which is understandable because I understand that digging into your story is kind of hard. I've had That's why I started it. I've been to churches my whole life. I've told this story. I've relived this trauma so many different times and told it to people who I don't even talk to anymore. That I wouldn't even be able to know where to find these people. And it's like I relive this trauma every time I tell the story. And so my my thought was maybe that I was just searching for a place to tell my story. But then I had this, I don't know, it was like a daydream, I guess. Everybody else has a story. Like they all have life bad things that happen to them too, and so I thought that I would just open up this podium for the people who want to let it out of their chest and just get it out. But then I started thinking about all the kids who are growing up today, and I started reflecting, like, what if I was in those phones? Oh my God, life is so different today than when I was a kid, and I think that not having a dad is even worse than when I was a kid, and we'll get into that. Um, so if your story somehow helps one of these kids out there who wish they had somebody like if I had someone like me tell their story, I would have changed my life from the start, but I didn't. I didn't have the people I had to look up to were the people who we'll just start from the beginning, I guess. My name is Eric Bono. Vono. It's not Vono. That I don't know what that dude's doing with his name. That's not what you. O is literally O. You don't an O. Whatever, man. You got your name wrong. It's Bono. Um. Anyways, I'm just gonna go on rants. Like I said, this is my first solo episode, and I just wanted to pretty much put my money where my mouth is. You know, I asked all these people to come on the thing and tell their stories, but it's hard. It's hard to dig into the trauma when you we see it when we listen when we remember it. You see it and you feel it and you feel the same way that you felt when you saw it. Damn, nailed that one. Um, but I honestly believe that if I could get it out of my system, that I would be able to move on. I think that that's the one thing holding me back is the fact that nobody can stand to listen to what I have to say because it hurts. It hurts, and then it reminds you of the trauma that you have, and it's painful to. remember those things. But I don't know. I'm gonna dig in. You guys could like it. You guys can hate it. I don't care. Um, I did this just to record me and my friends' life stories so that they stay on. And not even my friends. Anybody who has something to say, you are more than welcome here to say say whatever you want. Um, but let's. I'm gonna go ahead and dig in, and this will be part one. Eric Bono. My middle name's Michael. Um, my earliest memory is bombing this hill. It was at the end of this cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac. I don't know how you say that word. Something. It is a freaking U-turn. Big old ball at the end of the road. I don't know. And there was this big hill at the end, and I don't know who it was that pushed me down that hill, but that's what taught me how to ride a bike. And I ate crap a lot, and I think I was around 2 or 3 years old, and that was my earliest memories. And it wasn't because I was riding a bike; it was because when I saw the bike, I remembered the scabs on my knees and my arms, and then like that was probably the beginning of the trauma. Mind you, I'm 2 or 3 years old. Um, my dad, from what I understand, had never been in the picture until I was around like 6 or 7 that I remember. This is just what I remember, allegedly. I mean, I don't want him coming at me and suing me or nothing, but um, we uh we grew up until, I'll say just me. I'm not gonna bring my brothers and sisters into this until later, but my grandma, she uh she tried her best. She worked until she couldn't, and then she she would do anything she could for anybody in the family. It didn't matter. She was like she that's it. That she just wanted to be she just cared about her grandkids, and it was awesome. She would bring us groceries, and my mom wasn't ready to have kids. The dude she was having kids with was not ready either. Um, I guess I'll take a side note, and this is why I think about like abortion. Like, I don't think that abortion is a good thing, but if you're not ready to bring a life into this world and invest into it, then don't make these kids suffer through the trauma, because like I'm unable to even talk to my boss or my mom, or because of like I don't even know how. Like, my dad wasn't there to teach me like, hey, you need to ask for a raise, like, or you need to not do these certain things to women. Like, you learn the hard way up, and and the hard way is not always the right way, man. You can be there for your kids. It's not a bad thing to love your children. It's really wild. Like, your guys' lives don't matter. Your cigarettes don't matter. Feed them a breakfast. Stop feeding them cereal, because a lot of them are allergic to it. I was freaking 26 before I realized that I was lactose intolerant, because my mom's been feeding me Cocoa Puffs and whole milk my whole life. And I thought that being in absolute pain when you go to the restroom was normal. I thought that shit was normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to be in pain all the time. Your whole life shouldn't be pain. You should be smiling and having fun. Anyways, we'll go back. Earliest memories, bikes. Bikes have always been in my life, man. And I thank God for them. Bikes are freedom. And I think that should be a constitutional thing. That should be an amendment, like, or a commandment. Thou shalt have a bike and do wheelies all the time. Freedom comes from bicycles. You get to get away. And I'm very thankful that my mom taught me how to get scabs on my arms at a young age, because I learned really quick that that's a good way to get away. Is just when they're fighting, you get on your bike and you run. Go do some laps. It's all right. I guarantee you I can wheelie this whole block. I'll prove it right now. Then you just do it. So my grandma always took care of us. She always brought us groceries. But from my young age, I watched like I said, my dad wasn't there, so I saw my brother's dad and my mom. And that's when you start about remembering things, around 5 or 6 years old. And unfortunately, it was just like bad things. They were just always fighting. Like, there was trash all over the ground. I remember stepping on nails like constantly. They had this dog Clementine that they would like kick around. I remember one time walking down the hallway in my diaper and him kicking me down the hallway. I think it was because I refused to put his cigarette butt out, because he used to make me take his cigarettes and put them in the toilet. And then I think I refused that time, and then he got mad and kicked me down the hallway. And this is nothing against him. It's just people have their own lives. It's just wild. And so when I'm like 5 years old, they have my little brother, and pretty much just left him to me. Like, he was like my little, like, shoot, what do they call those, Furbies? Like, it was my Cabbage Patch. Like, I had a real life little, and I was 5 years old, but I cared about this thing more than anything. Like, they didn't treat him right, and I cared about him. He was my little brother. And eventually the fighting just got so bad to where there was just no sticking anything together. What I mean by like that is, like, they weren't, like I said, I'm 5 years old at this point, but watching from like looking up at these people, I can hear and I can remember the things that they talk about, and knowing, I wouldn't even say knowing, because you don't know it when you're 5, but like when you're 39, looking back at when you're 5, it was like realizing, like, oh yeah, there's no hope here. What the hell are they even doing? And so, like, accepting that that fate, I guess, that understanding that life's about to change, that's a scary thing in your life. Just like this Charlie Kirk thing. That thing, I don't even know who the dude is, but I know that this ain't right at all. We lost a real dude, a homie who was trying to help the world, not just one side. He was just trying to and this is the thing. Oh my god. I think that a lot of the time we just don't know the damage that we're doing at the time. Well, let's make sure everything's still going. It's going. So at this time, my stepdad, he was at my stepdad at the time, I guess, and my mother had separated. They they had my mom found him cheating on her, I guess, with her friend, one of her friends, in our house. Like I said, I'm 5 years old. This is where everything goes down. And they start beating the shit out of each other. And I'm just a scared little kid trying to protect my little brother. And sorry, this shit's hard to think about because I see it in my head when I talk about it. I remember the color of the grass. I remember the color of the wood on the freaking house. I remember every bit of it. So there's this point where they both start dropping us off at our grandma's, and she takes care of us. She does the best she can. There's visitations, you got to go here, but he wasn't my dad, so like whenever I would go to visitations, I had to sit outside and like while they hung out, so I'd be like wandering around. If you know the streets of Bakersfield, Ming Avenue's not a good place for a kid to be wandering around. Um, but I was. It's about 6, 7 years old. Um, Eventually, we all get jammed up with my mom, and my mom is I wouldn't say like I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't say like heavily on drugs, but there's been always been drugs in the house from the very beginning. So much meth. So much meth. It was all fucking meth and weed. It was just crazy. Cops bringing that stuff over. It was just the craziest people. My babysitters were just random meth heads off the street. It was nuts. And so around, I would say I was around 11 years old. Before that, we would have like a lot of police raids come through the house. Like there was always SWAT team busting through the house, arresting random dudes. It was almost like they were using my mom as like a trap, like a mouse trap to attract all these drug addicts around. I don't know. It was weird, but we would like hide because we had so many. There was just piles of laundry everywhere, so we would like hide under piles of laundry. Me and my brother, and I would like lift it up and try to hold it up, like hold it up and just like over him, and just so he could breathe. And I would hold these piles of laundry up and just like. And then one time we got caught, and these cops ripped us out from underneath that bed and threw us up against the wall like we were part of it. He's 6, I'm 11. And then like after that big raid, they were looking for some. I don't think they were looking for somebody. I think they knew what was going on. But like I said, I'm 11 years old, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. So it must have been the next day or a couple days later. my mom's passed out asleep, can't wake us up. I wake up for school and I'm looking for pants. I can't find any clothes because there's just piles of shit everywhere. And I go to wake up my brother and my sister. They're not in the room. They had a bunk bed in that room, but they weren't in there. They were laying with my mom, and so I start going and try to waken them all up. And my mom just pretty much just slaps me away. I'm like, okay, I gotta go to school. I wore these dirty ass pants. They were like cowboy hat white, like not like bone white, not like white, but like bone white, and they had these blue stripes down the sides, uglier than shit. And then they had like a white stripe in the middle of that blue stripe, and they were dirty as it gets because like we're we're dirtbags. We play in the dirt, like we just that's what we did. And I walked to school. It's like second period. It's history. I think it was Scranton's class. Standard. That dude hated his job, so he pretty much just let us do whatever we wanted. He would just play laser discs of like war. It was nuts. Um, and I heard my name back then. They call it over the intercom. Eric Vono, come to the office right now. And something in my heart triggered me because like usually you'd leave your backpack or something, you're like, oh, I just got in trouble for like spitting or something, I don't know. But then like something in my heart told me like, pick up your backpack, something's happening. And then I go in there and there's like three cops, and I just ignore the cops because I'm like praying, what the hell, like this isn't for me. And I go to the lady, the I don't even know what you would call her, just an administrative office, I don't know. And she's like, these men want to talk with you. And I was like, okay. And I turn over and this cop goes, um, we have your mom in custody. Your brother and sisters have been taken to Jamison Center. We need you to turn around and we need to handcuff you and take you with us. And I'm 11 years old. I'm I just got lucky that I got into sixth grade because of my birthday. You know what I mean? Like I don't. And so, and see, this is the thing. I'm almost 40 now. Back then, you have it in your mind like, okay, let's deal with this. But then whenever you become this old, you're sitting here like, what the hell? I should have been playing video games. I should have been riding bikes, digging jumps. What the hell is what? And so they take me away from school. They didn't even let me finish the day. They took me out of school and took me to Jamison Center. And I thank God got to see my brother and my sisters. But it was a terrible way to see him because all we could do is sit there and cry and hold each other. We just sat there and cried and hold each other. It was terrible. And the thing about me and my brother and my sisters is I have my own dad. My brother and my his younger sister have their own dad. And then I have two sisters younger than them that have their own dads. Each of us pretty much have our own dads. So while we're in what I would call hell, this Jamison Center is what they call it. Some people call it Shalimar because it's on that street. They have cops there that watch you. You can't move. I watched they touch you in weird places. It's crazy. Um but I watched different people come and rescue their children. My brother's dad his and my brother's dad came and picked up my brother and his sister, took them out of there. Um, my sister Malachi was quickly pulled out of there. There was some other problems with my younger sister that she had to stay in there longer and actually get semi-adopted, and where we actually fought and got her back. Um, and I was forced to go with my grandma pulled me out from the beginning, but I was eventually forced to go with my dad, and my dad just clearly didn't want me around, and that's okay. Like I said, abortion should be illegal just on that aspect. Like, you don't need that. Don't take that responsibility if you don't think you're ready. Like, and don't use it as birth control. Have some sort of morals. Care about life. You are a life. Do you want your kid to feel like you do in this world? This is crazy. Anyways, I got things just got really rough around that time, and he I don't want to, maybe we'll bring it in later about the fights and stuff, but I just knew that I wasn't I didn't feel like I was welcome. I didn't feel like I was welcome anywhere. And so I chose to run away when I was around, like, I don't know, 14 years old. And I had some badass friends that let me stay with them and grow with them. Um, a lot of those people I'm still friends with today. A lot of people that I was friends with back then are no longer here, which is a whole nother freaking story. So yeah, I went through high school living with a bunch of different friends. Never really had a solid home or father figure. The one father figure I did, we'll mention him again. His name is Thomas Pinkerton. Um, and he is held up for molesting kids. That's a whole freaking story in itself. That dude spent years grooming me, and that's crazy, man. Only father figure that most of us kids had plans to rape you the whole time. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Look it up. Anyways. So around 15, I decided to just bail. I was like, I'm not going back to my dad's. I sat there with my friend Ryan and Matt, and my dad pulled up, and we waited and just watched him to see what he would do if I wasn't waiting on the curb, because if I wasn't at the curb, he wouldn't pick me up. I'd have to find another way home, and I had to go. He lived in Wasco, by the way, so If I wasn't at the curb, flip out, yell at me, whatever. One day we wait there. I'm like, I'm just not gonna go. And it had to have been like a minute and a half. And this dude just drove away. And that was like the last time I saw him. I went into I went to my Aunt Karen's house, and she let me sleep on her floor, and very thankful for that. And if it wasn't for her, man, she was the only one to just tell me, keep going, just keep driving, keep going. And I had nothing. I had like no clothes. I had to borrow my cousin's clothes to go to school, and all I had was my skateboard, man. Skateboarding. That was it. It was just like this, because once your bike gets stolen, you don't have a bike. Like, you can't afford another bike, but you could probably scrounge enough lunch money together to get a skateboard and started skating. And I met a lot of good people, and it was skateboarding. It's weird. It takes a certain type of person to willing to get beat up all the time to get 1 second of um, not success, but like freedom. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. You fight and you fight and you fight to get that trick, and once you learn that trick, you get this breath of something comes into your lungs that just changes how you feel about everything. I wonder if that's how kids feel nowadays skating. If you do, comment, leave a comment. Um, so I started skating, got really into that, and I have this weird mentality where I want to like be the best at everything, which usually ends up being really the worst thing for me. I always end up losing. It's crazy. So I start doing these crazy jumps and stuff, and I end up hurting my back real bad. Jumping off of there's this church over on Panorama and Fairfax. There's this like 14-foot gap to concrete, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I could do it, but I landed in the grass, and I was never the same again. Um, couldn't walk. My mom ended up taking me to the doctor, and this is where my story kind of gets pretty crazy. So once I hurt my back, I there was a lot of things going on right then because like I didn't know that I couldn't see. I was blind this whole time and I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. I had no idea that I couldn't see. And so like my whole time growing up in school, I couldn't see my homework. I couldn't see the computer. I couldn't see anything. And I had no idea. You know what I mean? Cuz like I said, like nobody was like, "Hey, can you see? Like, why are you doing so bad?" Nobody was like raising me, you know? And so I got to this point where I realized I couldn't see. I started reaching into it, and then I really got I wouldn't say good, but I started learning how to do things. So I got into I need to back up. Whenever I hurt my back, I my mom took me to the doctor, and it's not her fault. But the doctor immediately told me that I needed like this muscle relaxer. I was 16 years old, and they gave me this pill called Soma. It's a great pill, makes you feel real good. But then like that caused a side effect where they had to give me another pill, and then that caused a side effect where I needed another pill. And so I started this downward I don't know, like it was crazy because it wasn't so bad in my life. Thank God, because a lot of my friends are dead because of the same situations. But it kind of gave me this drive, this I wouldn't even say drive, this freedom of responsibility to where I would just do these crazy things. And so I would like get on my bike and just jump off these crazy things. I would get on my skateboard and jump off and I just destroyed my body in all reality. But I pills took over my life. And I was living the same life that I was running from. I was selling pills to people that because they wouldn't leave me alone. I was getting them from doctors that were doing very bad things, and it was just a really bad place. I ended up getting stabbed in the back and then in the face. All these teeth are fake because I've been just stabbed up, man. And I'm lucky to be alive. I'm very lucky to be alive. And I wouldn't even say lucky. I don't have any other excuse other than God somehow had my back through these situations, which is wild to even comprehend because, like, why the hell would God deal with me? Well, look at all the other stuff that's going on in the world. What the hell? Who am I? But I don't have any other excuse other than the dude's just been looking out for me. I got lucky. Why didn't the dude stab me in my eyeball? It's an inch away. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna just call this round one for uh for Eric. I think I'll do a lot more solo episodes because I kind of know how hard it is to dig into this trauma, and it's crazy because you skip past a lot of parts that are important. And so like round 1 is only like round 1.1, there's a lot more to come. Um but I thought I would just come on here and just I guess just express that you're appreciated. Your story does matter no matter if you think it does or not. Your life, all lives matter. You can sit here and tell me all day that you're not interesting, but I'm asking you to come on for a reason. Um, and anybody who, like, again, anybody who sees this and feels like they want to tell their story, reach out and we can zoom it. I'll come to you, you come to me, we'll figure it out. But your story is meant to be heard. And that's what we aim to do is just, man, if I had somebody like me to say, hey, just keep going. just keep going. Don't give up on yourself. I'd be a totally different person. And so if anybody hears my voice and is feeling down, just keep going. Don't worry about everybody else. Don't worry about what they say. This is your life. This is your life. Keep going. Keep going. Keep driving. And it'll all work out. I don't know how. I don't know why, but somehow it does. For anybody who sat through this and listened to it, thank you guys. Another shout out to Sons of Paradise for their support. And all right, bye guys.